I believe he was the second.
I do know that.
She was at 21st.
Yeah, I'll find out. That's the deal. We can do it.
All right, it is 5 o'clock. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would please just remain standing for a moment of silence for the passing of town Paris Councilman Dean Tibbetts, who served as a council person for over 22 years.
22.
Thank you. All right, welcome everybody. Definitely Dean will be missed. Gave us some really great years with the town, so. What's a good word to say on that? Just heartbreaking.
Thank you very much.
Motion to approve the minutes of the public hearing and the regular board meeting held on April 8th, 2025.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Just a motion to approve the financial statements for the month of April 2025. Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, open up the floor. Greg, you're up.
Just seeing how the water issues on United Streets coming along again after that.
They were coming along real good
It was, yeah.
till we got 6 inches of rain in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I drove through there as well during that. I think you guys handled it really well.
Well, the problem with it is I know that is the neighbor up the roads. I mean, obviously, we all know the neighbor up the road. And when that water flows up over everything, all it grabs is every bit of garbage and whatever's in that yard, and it flows it down and brings it down that catch basin. So, unless you're standing there, which kinda hard to.
And understand the reason it does is because that's a vacuum. That to try to go down that pipe, it's creating a vacuum.
Cause
And
there
every
is,
nasty thing sticks to it.
there's 30-inch or bigger culvert pipe that runs all the way across, all the way right near the footer of your house, right out the yard. That pipe's the same size there. The problem is that top, that coming from him. So obviously, we're gonna dig all that stuff back out again.
Yeah.
I know.
Now it's so wet, and it's been so wet because we planned on doing way before now, and then, Mother Nature helped us out.
You're
He
planning
was
on
great.
going up in the corner of Marty's lawn?
Yep,
Okay.
and bringing that all into the spot.
Yeah.
It's a mess over there.
Would it help if you put another drain farther up? that
We could
connects
put
it?
probably another pipe there, but you'd have to put
Another
basically,
pipe?
when we cleaned it out the first time you come over,
Yeah,
remember we went out there and we cleaned all the stuff and debris off it?
yeah.
One of the guys got down that culvert pipe, and that catch basin from that way to this way was clean.
Yeah.
There is nothing, no stones, debris, because we put them down in there with a ladder. And, as it gets up to the property line, and this dates back, I've been there 36 years, so it's way before that.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, you can see up so far, and that pipe goes a different way. Did Red Howard say, you know what, it's okay, you wanna cover your yard up? And today, what it turns into is, all them tributaries, everything that runs there, and that guy, he don't care. He just literally don't care.
Yeah.
I wanna say, it was either Jim's first year, or Mike Rib, it was right in that time when, it was 15 years ago. Bud Dillenbach still worked for the town, he hasn't been there. And we went out there and, talked to him, hey, you guys can do anything you want. I ain't paying for it.
Mhm.
Well, okay, well,
Is it his pipe? Did he put that pipe in himself?
that's something that never would have been done by the town. Never.
But the
Because-
town connected into his pipe?
No, everything connects in and crosses the road right there. See, back when that was a state highway, a lot of them catch basins and DI's probably been in place since the fifties.
So you're talking that back catch basin that you just
It's
cleared off.
beyond that.
It's beyond.
It's beyond that. It's behind his house.
Is anything going up on Butler Road to?
Well, don't forget too, the farmer's probably been plowing fields, everything's
Well, the last
channeled,
time they asked
made
the
nice-
farmers if they were following the right direction.
nice spots for everything to run.
But I mean, you could see it coming down Butler Road in front of Orchard Hall.
And, yeah, well,
Paris Hill
Cross.
Road,
There's,
it was coming down all,
it was coming down Butler Road, we had to replace the culvert pipe in front of the cerebral palsy building there, because the pipe was all collapsed and rotted. And when they dug the pipe out and pulled it out, there was a 4.5 inch piece of sewer line that was wedged in there from somebody upstream. And that stopped it, and all the water was coming out of the ditch. So, and obviously, we had that pipe jetted, we jetted that pipe out, just, I don't know when it was winter time still, because the water was pumping out, the pipe had collapsed, and it all backed up and was running over us. So we went up there and we opened the hole up, and obviously the whole pipe was rotted. So we had Town of New Hartford come up, and they came up with their truck, and they cleaned all that culvert pipe out for us, so there was nothing all the way through that. So wherever this piece of SDR 4.5 inch plastic pipe came from, it's obviously looks like somebody's sewer clean out, is exactly what the thing looks like.
they'll find out.
But I don't know, you know, I mean, without, again, but that's where that water was, that's the problem with going on with
So
that
with the
water.
Hughes property, can't they put a pipe up?
Well, I just reached out there to JC and stuff, and obviously this would be a little more discussion for them, but, I reached out to Chris Ribb at the county, who's the supervisor for the area, and there was an email here, it's not too long ago, something about, like, I forget what they called it, but basically you install something or you have culvert pipe issues, you put the culvert pipe in, and it's covered, it's 100% covered fee of whatever. So he was gonna dig through the emails from back and see if he can find something, because we just got, 360 or 380 feet of culvert pipe donated to us from the county DPW. They're in the process of changing to all plastic, so they donated all this galvanized, we got a stack bigger than.
So did the email come from the town of Paris or
No,
came from
came
whoever
from the
had it?
county, or and basically what it was, there's an engineer, I can't remember the lady's name, she was the one that we were talking to about the bridge work. So she was all, oh, yeah, where did it, well, come to find out, she has left and taken another job. So there's a new person that's in charge, and Ribby said, he goes, I'll get you the information for his name, and we'll so I tried to get it today, but we obviously are way over.
Do you have a highway superintendent's meeting?
We have a meeting Thursday, a highway superintendent's meeting Thursday, so, and then all the, you know, higher echelons there, so I'll have some questions for them to see, you know, if it's still the case, and then they talk to JC, you know, maybe it's something we can work upstream farther if
Yeah, because
everybody,
Billy Hughes doesn't own much property.
yeah,
I mean,
basically,
it's not like he owns like acres.
no, basically from
I
the
don't even
tree
think he owns
to,
an acre, does he?
I,
I don't think so.
maybe to the other side
So
of his
like,
house, but,
there's gotta be someone from from the back of his property to the next property. Like,
that's
you
open
know,
ditch, that's all open ditch.
That's an open ditch.
That's all open ditch.
And
From
does it-
that point of that culvert pipe, all the way to wherever that water runs from on Paris Hill Road, wherever it comes from, you know, Snowden Hill Road, that water's an open ditch right to there, to the back of his property.
To the
Mhm.
back of his.
And
What
then-
about Marty's where it comes,
That's all underground.
that's on?
And obviously she's probably told you,
Chair.
she did, they put the drain tile in around from the back of her house, and the drain tile's right in there.
To that
Yep.
one that was
Yep.
plugged.
Yep, that's right in there, so, but that was all,
Because it seems like something has to catch it from coming down.
yeah, well, that's what we're
And
saying.
direct it to the right spot so that it can go
Well,
under.
and again, if we have this pipe that's underneath everything and stuff and going to that, it's gonna be where it's supposed to be and not running on top of that ground like that because of her super neighbor.
Yeah.
And believe me, if we could go in there without some liability and clean that friggin' mess out and not have to worry about it, it'd probably be, what,
Is there any way to get in his property?
what's that?
Is there any way to get in?
Legally,
Yeah, well, and you have to go through easements and you have to go through legalities of these folks to be able to say, cause just like we did with her, and
Yeah.
get stuff signed, which I'm sure, and he would sign some, but he'd have to move about, I don't know how much junk's in that backyard that he'd have to move to be able to get to that culvert.
Isn't everything left with all the floods? It's gone down in the
Yeah.
gully.
Down in the hole.
What about Jean Jaros, the owner of that hill property above where this water presumably is coming from?
The problem is it's in his backyard where the problem is. It's not upstream.
Well, it's kind of overflowing onto my yard. I'm wet all over.
Yeah, I
can't walk.
see that. We're gonna try to sweep all that off when it gets hard to clean that stuff out. That's what I just said, to
We
try to.
paid a couple of times to have Walt Kaminsky dig that trench.
Oh, really?
Yes, because it fills up with soil.
Which
washing
comes off
down.
the back hill? From behind your house?
Yes. From the north to the south, and it goes a little bit down grade as it goes to the south towards the Hugh. But I don't know, even the trees above my house, I don't think are my property.
The problem is with those catch basins, it's a 30-inch pipe and there's 4-foot grates on those.
Yeah.
I mean, it should take an astronomical amount of water, but it seems like everything's loose. I mean,
It is.
these guys cleaned out tons and tons of gravel out of that thing.
And again,
And all that same amount just washes back in there and covers that thing.
It's just a
Like, we had
vicious
our,
cycle.
we had our
There's no-
fire department down there helping shovel the grates out, just so you
I
guys
mean,
wouldn't have
it
water in the
can't
street
happen.
anymore. It was just insane how much
so
gravel
that's
got
what
washed down that.
we're gonna look into with this pipe deal, and obviously JC and the folks we can tie up the legal end of what we gotta do, and, you know, we'll get something.
Because it does affect you too.
No, it affects us like bad. I'm just waiting one day to drive
That
down
big
Ninth
grate
Street
across from
and
Craig's
see that gone.
driveway.
because of the amount of water that has run over that thing in all them years. You know, I agree, believe me, I say it every time we drive down through there and they're like,
Is there any way they can send Billy or Hugh a nice letter?
Yeah,
Not mean one,
I
not
mean-
threatening one, not
Right.
that they're gonna sue, we
right,
got
no,
24
right,
hours.
you
Just
wanna
the bill.
definitely work with, you don't want them to,
I know.
you don't want them to think,
Here's a
well,
good negotiator, he has talked to Billy LeDoux.
and I'm fine with that, I mean, you can call me, you got
Just
my
send a
number.
nice letter and ask them if, you know,
I
we're
would
trying
come
to
down
take
and-
care of the water issue, is there any way that we could, you know, or whatever.
Because basically, I mean,
whatever
I
needs
can
to be
say,
done.
we have now, today, we have free pipe that we can accomplish a little more than we thought with it. But we didn't have free pipe either. And I can tell you right now, a 30-inch piece of culvert pipe is about $1,900.
You don't wanna get involved.
And
And
you
you don't
got
wanna
that,
put that in, you know, and now we have it for free.
that's 30 inch, is that the
Yeah.
same size as under
Yep.
glass?
Yep.
When
So
we
that
get these
was-
rainstorms, can we close our section of Oneida Street?
It really,
They're hydroplaning across
yeah,
that road.
I mean, we could, we totally could do that.
I mean, if we're
Block the
predicting
road
this
up.
bad weather, can we
Yeah,
put that as a earmark already? We're gonna close this section.
Actually,
other
they
than
didn't
for-
predict that, they just said showers. And to come down in 2 inches in 20 minutes, I mean, that
Yeah.
was just trying to
And can you mark
trying to
mine
put
was
40
for
inches of water in a
sandbags?
30-inch
well,
pipe,
yeah,
it was not
I
doing it.
think, and I don't know if it was your husband or, it was the last first time. We had left the sandbags, but I think you wanted, because we were gonna leave them, because what if it happens again, you know, but if you want us to, we totally could leave them within the area and just,
I can move them.
you know.
I got it.
And again, too, when we're out and about, I mean, yeah, we could totally, we're going to, at some friggin' point, we're gonna fix
Fix
this.
it, yeah.
And
That's
it's
what
gonna
needs to
be,
done.
we'll never, and I'll drop dead, and we'll never have to worry about talking about this and fixing it again.
Because it
I don't
comes,
want you to drop dead, but I don't ever
Well,
want to talk
eventually,
about it
unfortunately,
again.
we're all gonna,
because when
but,
it comes across the road and goes down her house, it's like a waterfall.
well, and I talked to,
Terrible.
I talked to Greg Lewis, cause
Oh, yeah,
I
he
told
had
Greg
one.
the same, he wants us, you know, we're gonna put a blacktop berm, hot mix berm across this driveway to kind of alleviate something going in there. But I tell him, I'm like, the shoulders on Oneida Street, and I know this for a fact because I wasn't working here yet. The last time the shoulders on Oneida Street were cut was 1987.
Wow,
1987.
wow.
That's and that's when they cut all the shoulders and paved the road. The following year, I came to work for the town. So,
So when they do that, that makes
Well, that's- you
the
should-
road lower.
exactly, you
And
can
then
see it.
directs the
Well, then the water runs on the grass
Well,
and soaks in.
And it dissipates as even, now what everything does is runs down to spots, goes in somewhere, You know, it makes, that is one of the issues with all that, anywhere.
He took a video with a pair of mallard ducks swimming in my yard.
And very hard.
So, instead of going to village yard, is there any way we can just divert it around his property?
I don't know
Like
if
the
it,
corner of
maybe,
that field and just?
I think the only way if you don't go to Billy Hughes' property, you've been up by Ludlow's Pond? See that big mesh thing they have around the outlet? Well, if you see it off of Home and City Road, I think that's the only way you're gonna fix that, is to put one of those in there, where when the stuff hits it, the water can still raise and go in the,
and the thing is too,
because
Craig,
once it
with,
covers the catch basin, it's
right, but
done.
with it into the way the pipe,
Yeah,
because again, the big pipe runs off the basin that we've cleaned 100 times on the end of her property toward the trees. There's a culvert pipe that runs up that way, and then it goes somewhere else. So you'd almost have to be able to tie into that good pipe, you know what I mean? You wouldn't wanna divert it all around to try to get in there, and then you're probably disturbing way more on hers, which,
I just think that, you know, like I said, you send Billy Hughes a nice letter and tell him
Yeah.
that you get that 30-inch pipe, you have it for free,
yeah, I
Put
agree,
it
I mean,
in.
we totally could,
and hopefully that will take care of it.
and I know he's gonna spend a dime.
Okay. You just gotta keep in mind, the main word here, you know, it is private property.
Right.
So,
Right. And that's
we gotta be
a,
very careful what we do going forward. I don't want to overspeak, but again, private property.
Right.
So.
His private property is unfortunately.
Yeah, it is.
Our
I'm
private
100%
property.
with you.
right, just us and everybody, everybody.
Yeah.
private
And
property.
everyone downhill from us.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys actually flood?
I did, I had flood.
You
I
did.
had flooding in my basement.
You did.
And it's, we did not have, like, I mean, I have a stone base, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I got
But, it captured inside of the house this time. And we're having a little bit of problems with it, but the biggest thing is like, the whole side yard is definitely changed. I see the piping coming out of Craig's yard that we never saw before, only a little bit of it. That there's drainage pipes that stick out on the side. Our, whatever you wanna call that creek or whatever, the waterway basically has widened even more this time. I saw pictures on Zillow of how small it was when I first moved in and how much bigger and wider it is getting. This time it wasn't as bad as far as like the debris from, Billy's stuff coming into our backyard and our side yards. But, yeah, we definitely had some water, probably about, I'd say 6 inches.
All right. We're going to, we'll see what happens with the highway.
We'll
get the email.
get some information from the county and, maybe, you know, maybe we can have some good come out of this
Right.
for all of us.
It seems like it's probably an issue.
It's just, every time it seems, and like I say, unless you do something beyond,
If I
Yeah.
offered to help Billy, if he needs help, would that help?
well, if you wanna invite him over for coffee, we can talk. I know you're not gonna do that.
Good luck on that one.
I know you're not gonna do that,
All right.
and I wouldn't expect you to. But no,
Good deal.
we'll work.
And my fear is we have a house that's now lived 165 years on that property and,
Yep, and it's supposed to only see one flood.
That's gonna be your flood.
and
Yep,
it's,
100
you know, I'm
years.
afraid that, like, yeah,
We've had
a
20.
Civil War house that may not make it.
Okay, we'll look into this better. All right. All right.
I don't know what else to suggest for all 3 of us.
Marty, did your
And then
cellar
everybody
flood
further down.
again?
Pardon me?
Did your cellar flood again this last time?
Yes. Yes, and I fell and hurt my shoulder again.
All right, I just need to move on. I'm sorry. Is there anything else you want to conclude on this?
She's
Just
trying to
what
think.
other
Yeah.
suggestions we can give you guys.
I'm not hearing what.
I don't know what suggestions else we can give them, but they gotta wrap up on this topic.
Yes.
Do you have anything else?
No, it's just that my lawn is all spongy water mud. Lots of
Yeah.
it, all.
Yeah, everybody's just,
And rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna ask.
I've lived on,
Other people flooded that normally flood?
I've lived on Doing Ave in the village of Clayville for 30 years, and there's a catch basin in the corner of my lot next to my neighbor's, and the stuff blew right over the top of that catch basin and washed the driveway right down the road. So I've never, I mean, it's the nature of that friggin' beast that's
Yeah.
bad news for us. And we built the catch basin, you know what I mean, we never, and when I got home, I was like, where'd the driveway go? You know, so, yeah, I feel your pain, believe me, we wanna do something, definitely.
All right, thank you. Bob?
Well, on to a more fun topic. I guess first I want to thank the town board and whoever was instrumental in getting the pickleball courts in. Those are fabulous. I mean, I played in New Hartford, I was up in Marcy playing last night. Those courts are the best courts around. Literally, they're the best courts around. Outside of the little striping issue, they're the best courts around. The only thing that they're really missing is because, as you know, pickleball is played with basically a style wiffle ball. If anybody's played wiffle ball when they were a kid on a windy day, it goes like that when the wind's blowing. So I was wondering if the town could possibly, if it's in the budget, I don't know, could put up some windscreen material on the fence. I did a little bit of research. I picked 3 companies that I found on the internet, and I went of doing all 4 sides just for the sake of the highest number that we would be talking about. The fence is 10 foot tall. We don't need 10-foot panels. We probably could make them 7-foot panels, leaving 1.5 feet at the top, 1.5 feet at the bottom. The one company that I really thought was the best, that seemed to be the most versed in it, as far as the way they were presenting their webpage, was called Fence Screen. They, and then I roughed up what their cost would be to do all 4 sides, was about $1,852.
Is that material or is that a
That's,
stone bond?
that's just material. This company would not be doing installations. Most of these are on the internet, so, that was one company. I found another company that was, I don't know, I can't remember the name of this company. But they were $43.73. I would have to do a little bit of research on the product. I gotta say that the product looked very similar to that of the first company called Fence Screen. But there's gotta be a difference, based upon that. And then I found the third company was about $22.10. So anywhere between 1,800 to probably 4,300, 4,400. But I think the 4,400 is higher than what I'm seeing from the other 2 companies. I think the first company that I talked about, Fence Screen, they seem to be, what they would do is, I think they manufacture it. You have an option to have the number of grommets per linear foot, whether you do 2 foot, 18 inches, 12 inches. They also can do cutouts in the screen to let some air flow through so the screen's not blowing off the fence. If you go up to New Hartford, their screening, they have the same thing. They got a 10-foot tall fence. They probably got 6 feet worth of screen. It's just all tattered. It's left, one side's left on it, but the balance is, not very good.
Are the ones you're talking about, Bob, excuse me, are they 10 feet tall?
No, they would be, anywhere between 7'9". Our fence is 10 foot tall.
Right.
So you don't need a foot at the top, you don't need a foot at the bottom. So if we had a 7 foot tall screen, that would be more than enough. I don't even think you need to go to 8 feet. 6 feet might be a little shallow, but it might reduce the price too. So it's somewhere in that range, and
Okay.
I mean, as far as installation cost, I don't know if the park department could do that,
I'm sure they do.
or if, all it is zip tied on, so.
How long do they last, the duration of the
The
material?
warranty on them, from what they're saying, and it depends on the grades you go, but they're saying 3 to 5 years is the warranty on just see what,
My biggest concern is, like with the windscreens is, and the seeing in the pools, is when we have some big wind events here, when that wind catches that screen, it destroys our fence. Like, we've had to repair this,
the chain link, it destroys?
oh yeah, the way it catches on it and just, so, like the crossbars, we've had to repair the swimming pool fence 3 times last year.
Really?
Just from our privacy screen on that, we have the wind screen.
Is it a flexible fabric screen?
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
So,
so.
these screens you can have cutouts in them, so the wind would actually blow through them. They also have a center bar that you can add as an option. I didn't include that, because I really didn't think it, if you're putting it on the outside of the fence, you know, it's blowing against the fence. But most of the ones that I was pricing out were 3 to 5 years. I'm sure they make better ones, but then we're getting up into more money, so I didn't know where, I figured I would start at a low to medium, more of a medium budget number than a high end.
So you're proposing then the fence towards the parking lot?
Well, like I said, the figures that I just threw out were all the way around, they were all 4 sides. I would definitely think you would wanna do at least the school side by the track, the parking lot side, are the 2 predominant sides you're probably seeing wind from. The back side by the swing set, I don't think you're getting too much wind from that direction. I was playing there the other night and was coming down the hill from across by the pavilion. But, you know, it's all in the mechanics of how much the town wants to spend or can spend. And I can look further into this.
We'll do our own homework as well.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Bob, that's great.
Yeah.
I just
Thank
thought if I could help and throw out
No, thank you.
numbers and.
This is good stuff for us, so we appreciate that as
And,
well.
and I can give you guys the other, here, I'll give you guys this, these are the 2 other companies that,
I've got this one.
you can,
Yeah.
that's,
I was gonna-
that's all of it,
I was gonna
that's,
ask if we could make copies of this.
that's, no, you guys can take those, I made copies.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, thank you, that's for sure. All right.
I wasn't aware there was a pickleball apparatus
Yeah.
here. I'm just wondering, is it seeing a lot of use?
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Oh,
there,
good.
yeah.
It's busy.
We really,
Parked right there, yeah.
I think you're gonna see it get a lot busier in the next
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah, we
Everybody knows it is the best courts around, so it's going to.
That's all in the house.
see it.
New Hartford hasn't kept up on theirs. They need to resurface it and refabric the foul.
I don't know if that's for me
it
or
was a
not.
tennis court, then it was a basketball court, now it's a pickleball court.
Without a net,
It's amazing how many pickleball courts are popping up throughout the country. It's just amazing.
go all over the.
All right, thank you guys, everybody, thank you. Comprehensive plan. Tony, are you good to kind of move forward? Okay. So we're gonna be looking for a motion, accepting the proposed comprehensive plan as the official comprehensive plan for the town of Paris.
Pretty sure.
Is there a motion on that?
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, 1 second. Senior moment over here, Jimmy. All right, take a moment.
Supervisor, can I have a motion, just ratifying that we closed seeker and issued a negative declaration?
Okay.
I know we did the negative declaration. So I'm asking for a ratification.
Okay.
I don't have that file with me.
Okay, all right. Can I get a motion on that?
And then after that, we can move to adopt the plan.
Okay. Can I get a motion on that? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. All right, so, we're gonna look for a motion that accepting the proposed comprehensive plan as the official comprehensive plan for the town of Paris. Can I get a motion on that?
I'll make that right.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Appreciate that. study, Sulphur Springs Road, the, Atlantic County Department of DPW asked if we would basically put a speed study, request a speed study for, the issues up towards Bray Road and coming down. I think everybody saw the emails that were going around this past, month or so. So, yeah, we'd like to do a speed study, a motion for a speed study for Sulphur Springs Road, figuring from Reservoir Road to Gray Road. Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Did you do a speed check on Ida Street?
Right in front of our houses.
We've done those already. Yeah, already done.
They pick up speed right near,
Yeah, already done it.
near the Stebbins.
Fireworks display, school's doing that, May 16th, all right, they're gonna set them off over here, obviously, and the park will be closed that day, the school has asked for the park to be closed, so, so they can control the crowd.
Okay.
Solar project in New Hartford, I need a little help on this, I apologize. We have a letter that we can send, that looks really good as well.
Those were my thoughts,
Yeah.
some input for Gina. The project's in New Hartford, but the town of Paris, by virtue of the town board, is an interested agency, which is why we get the notice, we have the opportunity to comment. But we also we're an affected agency, because we've got the access road, which is why there's some additional comments, and it's a distinction under seeker.
Okay.
But the board should feel free to look at those plans and make any other additional comments. Mine were based upon experience with other projects and what I had seen, and she had brought some technical information to me.
All right, and as well as the planning board's been involved in this. Is that my understanding? Planning board, a little bit?
It's a de minimis involvement, because our only interest is the fire access road.
Okay.
So, this board actually has probably more say in the commentary than the planning board, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, their interest is in the road, and I think Gina has addressed, touched upon everything.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Where is the solar field in New Hartford?
It's up on Roberts Road, across from like Eckerd Road, where Eckerd and
Oh.
Roberts Road meet.
What about the one that the Owens, looks like they have solar things on it, up Oxford Road?
Yeah, they're doing something on Oxford, yeah.
And so you-
Yeah,
it's for solar panels.
don't do anything in the
Nope.
Okay, dog control officer, activities, looks like, Rusty Jones has been a little busy. Good, that's for sure. Staying busy and giving good reports, so. Looks like April was really busy for him. Very much. Alright, that's great. Let's see, advertisement for bid, for the Homeland City, pump station, is that fair to say? We're looking just to advertise it, that's what we're looking to do?
Yeah,
Uh,
yep, they're just, we have to advertise it and then they'll actually open those bids. I don't think any of you guys have to be present for it, it's something Jack Dodson, I think, just handles.
Okay,
And they'll open them here, 11 o'clock on June 17th.
No, this is just for the
Hydrants and stuff, I
pipelines
think.
and valves and hydrants.
oh, is that what this is for?
Yeah,
Oh, it's not the pump station?
now the state hasn't given their,
Oh, okay, I misunderstood, I apologize,
No, no,
everybody, it even says Homeland City.
It's part of the big project.
Okay.
it's
Sorry, I
all,
missed that.
yeah, it's all part of the thing, but they put it out in two parts so they could get that forced sewer main in before the building's built.
Oh, okay,
That's why.
alright, so we're looking at advertising for the Homeland City Well project, I'm so sorry for that, I apologize.
It is, it's all part of
I
it, it's
know,
just,
yeah.
just he broke it up so we could add those valves and
Okay.
hydrants in.
Yes, right. And with the bid opening up on June 17th, 2025 at 11 a.m., can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make.
Can I get a second? All in favor? Let's see, property, auction, May 17th, is that in Clayville, Mike? Is that 30?
No.
No, that's Keita's.
Keita's place,
Yeah,
Keita's
3103 Oneida Street.
King, Keita, whatever, where the
Where?
garage.
Laurel.
Where the cookie
Laurel
sales
Keita.
used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a going up for auction?
Yeah.
That's what it says, until that day when they pay them.
Okay, alright.
Getting up.
Yeah, okay, just a little heads up on that. Okay. Alright, that's all I had this time.
Tony, does someone have to be sent to New Hartford on the solar related to sign your comment?
I prepared a letter.
I got that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you needed a motion or something.
A little letter. Alright, any questions from me? Good. Alright, Mike, Counselor, what do you got?
For starters, I gotta open up sealed bids for the tractor we advertised for.
Okay.
We received one bid from Town of Verona.
One bid came in?
Yep. Let's see, 2015 Kubota four-wheel drive tractor with mower, $40,000 in as-in condition.
Exactly what you're kind of looking for.
Yep. Like I said, it upgrades our mowing, almost 20 years.
Wow.
So,
So this is yours, right?
yeah, this is used.
Just.
It'd be $165,000 for the, that's for the tractor with one flail mower. This tractor has a side flail and a rear flail, 8 foot and a 6 foot. So you can mow basically twice as much with one piece of equipment now.
Wow.
And like I said, the tractor, the one that the county we have from them when we started mowing is a 93, and the 3910 that we have that we mow with is an 87, so.
What year is this?
The arm mower is a 97 or 87.
You've seen it?
Oh yeah, we went over and operated it and everything, and
That's good.
it actually, we talked about it earlier, Dave, in, I don't know, October, November, that we were gonna look into a used one that another town had, and it was $10,000 more, so we got this one for $10,000 less.
Yeah.
And they went great.
Yeah, so I could make it.
We actually purchased, one of our 6-wheeler snowplows for them used, and it was been one of the best trucks we've ever owned.
Right.
Yep, so
We got
they're,
history.
yeah, they're good outfit to purchase equipment from, or anything from, for that matter.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
great. And is that a closed cap too?
Enclosed cab, yep, air conditioning, it's all the, so it's a little safer. All the guys that get stung by bees, we got one,
Yeah.
the kid that are allergic, so this is definitely an upgrade.
Alright, so are we looking for a motion in the purchase of this?
Yes, please.
Yeah, motion to, approve the bid as well as to purchase the 2015 Kubota.
Tractor with mower.
Make a motion on that, please. Second? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Yeah.
Also, me and Patty, we sat in on a Zoom call for updating the website. Hopefully by next week, we'll have a dead site to where we can start building.
Okay.
And then once we have it to the point where we think it's something to offer to the people, we can have it turned on with our .gov extension, and then that'll be done. Once that's done, we can start looking into adding email addresses with .gov extensions, and
Great.
because that seems like something that a lot of people could use.
Yeah.
Other than that,
It's not mandatory at this time,
Okay.
or you keep both going at once if you want.
Okay. We're just being proactive a little bit.
Yep.
Alright, great. That's great.
and that's it. Unless anybody has a question for me.
Question for her?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. You're welcome. Wayne, highway.
Obviously, we just did the tractor.
Yep,
that's
we
what
did.
I did that. Just to give a little update on some proposed road work this year, we are going to finish paving Greens Crossing Road. We're anyway, that's gonna be finished. And, we run into some issues on Canning Factory this year because our initial intent was we were gonna pave, or obviously I don't say, we were gonna pave Campbell Road this year, but with the issues that are going on because of this past winter on Canning Factory Road, we have to do something this year, and then next year I'm planning on paving Campbell Road. But we gotta fix all the shoulders and car shoulders and do everything because we're gonna prep Campbell for the following year for pavement. But so we're hopefully, gonna cold pave, Canning Factory, the whole way. And they're doing, core samples for us to make sure there's enough road there to use and whatever, all that, but, and I'm just waiting for the last quote, from Barrett, cause I got a little screwed up. You know, put half the mix in, I'm like, this guy's 1,500, what happened here? I don't know, so.
Alright,
But that, so we'll be, hopefully by July, we'll be, get some roads worked. done.
okay, alright, so that's what you're targeting, those two roads.
Yep.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
Nope.
Any questions from it? Alright, thanks, Mike.
I will talk to Bill, we'll see if I can do some of that, we will
Just looking for clean it.
clean it up. Okay.
Thank you. Patty, Assessor.
Tentative assessment roll was filed in Mike's office on May 1st. And just to go off what Mike said about the Zoom meeting yesterday, the new website is gonna be very much smartphone friendly.
Oh, alright. Still with that digital toll payoff, is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, it needs to be, it was rough looking through that website, so,
Yeah,
and I know there was a need for it.
it's gonna have departments on top, and a lot of things are gonna be along the top.
Oh, good.
It allows for a lot of pictures, when we wanna put pictures on it or anything. So
Oh.
I think it's gonna be nice.
Alright, good, well, that's good news. Alright. Toll path, you need to kind of update that anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, any questions for Patty? Thanks, Patty. Gina, zone codes and zoning.
It's not a lot, 19 permits so far this year, 6 this month, and one was another new house, so it's 3 new houses this year so far, and I got a call today actually for another one, they want to subdivide and start building, so. It's,
Good.
so over $2 million in value, not fees collected, value of building permits.
Sure.
And I did receive one EPA call, there was a complaint turned into the EPA, but I talked to them and they sent it on to DEC, I don't know where it's gonna go, because it's on a farm. So they don't feel there's much that can be done, but, you know, just so
Right.
EPA and DEC been filed on a complaint in town.
Alright,
That's about it. Got my flood training in a couple of weeks ago, and the flood training, so I renewed my certificate, my flood manager certificate, for
alright,
another 2 years.
okay. Alright, good, very good. Alright, anything else, Gina?
No.
Any questions for Gina? Thank you, Gina. Joe, water department, water and sewer.
I've got just a couple things here. The Butler Road, or I'm sorry, the Sulphur Springs Pump Station, that was gonna be part of our project,
Yeah,
when we did Butler Road, but things were a little too expensive. They've offered, he's offered to do it again, but I talked to Jack, and because of some of the wordage and how they changed, you guys changed things, and we did half the bid and all that, it's gotta be rebid, so,
alright,
we have to, and maybe it'll be to our benefit, because it's a perfect time to do it, from what Jack says, so
alright,
maybe it just, maybe not. If it's too much, we just won't do it again this year, but
alright.
I had another leak in there about a month ago, so it's just getting, I'm running out of those parts, and a lot of them they don't make.
Okay, I'm sure.
So,
Alright, so we're looking to do kind of the same style what we did on Butler Road.
Butler Road, yep.
Same scenario, alright. Alright,
We
so
had a couple issues over there on Butler Road, but I'm working with them with Gardner Equipment, so
oh, okay,
it's pump issues,
okay,
not pressure issues.
alright, yeah, okay. Alright, so you're looking for a motion then to rebid that? so-
Yeah, and then I'll just call Jack tomorrow.
Alright, so, looking for a motion to basically rebid the Sulphur Springs Pump Station upgrade.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Thank you.
I mentioned a while back about, getting rid of our 2019 and upgrading a new pickup. And, after putting Kim and Mike through the ringer on this whole mini bid thing,
Yeah,
I did get a call from Jim Caniger, and the county had a bid spec already done through 90 GMC in Boonville. So we piggybacked onto that. Actually, most of the bids were 50, because they did get some back for the mini bid.
oh, did that, okay,
But they were 58,000. This GMC, just a 1500 GMC, nothing major, is 57,840. And that's on the county's bid, so it's it's already done, and they can actually do anything now. This one spec is specifically for 1500s and half tons. And, usually, we would, the whole process of doing these trucks newer was to be able to sell them going forward and get what we pay for.
Right.
You know, cause we saved that much money, so we'd be able to sell them after 2 or 3 years. We held on to this one a little bit longer because the other truck was longer getting here.
Right.
So, but we made a deal with Highway to add our part to that sweeper when we bought
Correct.
the vac truck, cause it will benefit us as well. So instead of putting the 40,000 we were gonna put into that, I talked to a guy, and that's basically what that 2019 would bring us. And they need a truck at the highway to pull that hot box around, because that Dodge is not equipped to do it. And so I figured instead of us taking money out of our budget and trying to sell a truck, put it on surplus and all that,
Okay.
we would just leave money where it is, buy the new truck and just transfer the other one to that.
Okay.
I'm talking out loud here, I don't know what's legal, what's not, I guess I'm asking more than I'm telling.
Okay, alright. I just have to look into it, just cause it's one one department going over to another department.
Right,
so.
and I just didn't know how that works, but, if there's something we have to work out, we can, otherwise, if we have to show a transaction, we'll pay them for the, vac truck and they'll pay us for the pick. I mean, it's just gonna,
Yeah, I guess.
you know, so, I mean, if that's what it means, I don't care, I just somehow,
Alright,
I just thought maybe it'd be easier, but thinking out loud, it might not be.
Tony, is there a way that they can,
Well, by coincidence, I was reading controller's opinions on something similar, and it could be done, but I don't know if it has to show fair consideration on the books, or you could just swap it out.
Okay.
But I can get you an answer
Okay,
real
yeah,
quickly on that.
yeah, whatever we have to do, I mean, if it's gotta show money changing hands, we'll just do that and kind of a round robin thing, cause we will, in that respect, we'll have to put our money in towards that vac truck.
okay.
So,
Alright.
and then just pay out, basically just a clerical thing, I would think, but who knows?
If I had this question yesterday morning, when I read those opinions, I'd have an answer
Yeah,
for you.
no, that's
tonight.
fine.
I'll get it for you.
Like I said, I was more asking than I was telling, because I don't know enough about that stuff, and
Okay.
the way things go, I'd rather have it, you know, my I's dotted and my T's crossed.
I know, alright.
And just one other thing, I know there's an AED here, there's an AED in the highway garage.
Yeah.
I thought about getting one for our garage, but we're there about 2% of the time. And I wondered if, you guys would be against me carrying one in the work truck.
Oh, not at all. I like that idea. So you're looking for us to purchase one then?
Yeah, I mean, actually, if I bought the one we carry in our rescue, it's
Yeah.
just, it's $3,400 list. I'm sure Gary can get it cheaper for us,
Yeah.
and maybe after his news conference the other day, maybe we'll get it a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
I work for, they donate an AED to the
To
Hartford.
New Hardware.
And actually, he does wanna donate something here.
Yeah,
So-
they reached out to me and asked me if we needed one.
Yeah.
I
So
said
I
no,
will,
Cause we had them.
and I didn't even know it, I talked to Chris last night after drill about buying one,
Okay.
cause the ones here aren't very rugged, and
Alright,
to have it bouncing around in my truck, I'd rather not have it decalibrated and
sure.
give somebody the wrong shock.
600 instead of 300.
But it'd just be easier, I mean, sometimes we're on jobs with them, sometimes we're on
I
jobs,
know
you
we
know.
are. You're right.
I'd much, I mean,
I like that idea.
I'd much rather have it with me,
Alright,
you know, cause
Yes.
being in our garage is not.
I like that idea as well, cause we also have one for the park, so
Yeah,
there's, we have 3 in it already, so.
So can we make a motion not to exceed $3,400, and then we'll just go cheaper accordingly? Can we do
Yes.
that, or no?
Yeah, I really don't think we need a motion on it, but,
Oh, well,
yeah,
yeah,
no need. We need to- But, cause it's 9,000, that's why. So that's how I said, yeah.
yeah, that's first.
okay, well, no, I just,
Yeah, way to go, Chris.
alright,
Well, there's
So
two
I'll-
different department heads.
I'll stop down Friday after work, talk to Gary and see where we can get.
Come on,
Take some
rub
donuts,
his shoulders.
Yeah, he'll probably want me to get on the ambulance again,
Send Robbie.
Shared service.
That's right. Thank you, that's all I have.
Alright, any questions for Joe? Alright, great, thank you, Joe. Bart, Gary,
So I got a lot going on, summer schedule's out, I brought some news over there. It went via Parent Square, this Kuwait families, and it brings them down to Cleveland Library, it's also online. Swim lesson signups will be the 28th and 29th of May from 3 to 6 at Pavilion 2. Same price structure as last year, $20 per session per student, family of 3 or more will be $50. 2 sessions, running from basically June 30th to August 8th. Swimming pool, looks to be holding lots of rainwater, so it looks okay. I'm working on a grant, for future, updates or total redos. So far, things are holding up. Turn the pumps on, they seem to be functioning, they came on, that's the great news, the water coming through, so that's half the battle. We'll have a better idea in June when we get everything cleaned up and running. I do have, a proposal for the playground equipment, but if for some reason something's wrong with the pool pumps or something, I'd rather put the money there rather than work on something else. And the rates for open swim are the same, the hours will be the same as last year, $1 for town of Paris residents, $5 for non-residents. Waterville reached out to us again, it shouldn't be an issue, they're bringing about 50 kids again between June 8th and July 8th and July 31st. That seems to be a well-attended program for them, and it works kind of good for us. I mean, they bring their own supervisions, we just think lifeguards. Pavilion rentals, there's a whole list of them, so they seem to be going pretty good. We decided to do absolutely no pavilion rentals or uses on June 27th, which is the night of graduation. We've had issues in the past with people using them being, not local, but other people coming in and just being rude and just
Correct.
doing things. They're supposed to be very loud, must be a big party weekend, I don't know, that Friday is just, whatever it is, everybody comes in, it kind of disrupts it, especially if the schools have been outside. Lions Club reached out to me, they have the sign is ready, we're kind of going phone tag. Just basically gonna have them bring it here. It'll be here whenever we get a chance, I told them, like, whenever we get a chance to hang it, we'll hang it. Who gets to play? It's for, no, the, Pavilion 2, they have the.
One by the pond.
Okay.
Yeah. Fireworks, like we said, May 16th, this top gate will be closed May 15th, Thursday at 9 p.m. There are a couple notices signs coming in and out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I will lock the gate and people's cars are there, they're there. I'll be there Monday or Friday morning, maybe if they can get them out.
Yeah, Thursday you're doing that?
Thursday night, yeah. I will send out another Facebook post on that. Majestic Fireworks, we're all set with them, I'll let them in and out of the gate. Cleveland Fire Department's gonna have a truck up or something,
So
somebody's gonna have here at Town Hall.
To be clear.
Okay, yeah.
Clarify that.
Security cameras, I was just asking, I think it's still back and forth, I don't know if it's,
I'll put another message out to them.
Okay, yeah, the ones on the pole really need to be fixed, and then I don't know, maybe additional pointing towards the pickleball courts.
Okay. An additional camera?
An additional camera, I don't know if we put it up on Pavilion 3 facing,
Okay.
so we got.
Just for, yeah, okay.
Well, safety too, if something happens,
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand, yeah.
things like that.
All right, I think that's a good idea, too. If he doesn't reach out to you, just let me know.
Yeah.
He already got it right? Try to get it.
I CC'd it, you on it too, and I didn't bunch.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get on it. That's good.
So that's all.
Okay. Let me just look at
For Joey's truck, can we approve the purchase of it, or do we need to figure out how the exchange of money first?
He's purchasing it anyway, right?
Yeah, one way or another, we're gonna buy it, just it matters if we're gonna sell the old one after it's declared surplus, or be able to send it on out.
Alright, so the question really is on the old truck, what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
Alright, so I guess, yeah, then we would wanna approve.
on that 57,840.
proof of purchase, but
Yeah.
we don't need to do anything on the other, because that's gonna happen in
Yeah,
turn.
that'll happen
Okay.
after we're done. So, yeah, we need a resolution, approves the purchase of his truck for 50.
Not to exceed 57,000.
Yeah, 57,840, I'm gonna give this to you, just,
How long do people go to, or they?
it takes a little while, yeah, so,
Is this gonna have your, when you roll the flop, it's gonna be more.
yeah, it doesn't come with a lot.
Right,
but-
that's how your lights and stuff.
Yep, yep, any extras we wanted, I just had them do it,
Yeah, I like it, yeah, I thought so.
so. yep.
When it comes to right for you.
Yep.
Okay.
And your thought process, Joe, would be every 3 years?
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do.
Right.
Like the 23, I don't know how that's gonna work either because it had issues. So it was at Ford quite often,
Okay.
so it's only got, 2,500 miles on it. So I might have to keep that a little longer,
Yeah.
but, yeah, so.
Vehicle, I mean, I think that's a great,
Yeah.
every 3 years?
Well, everybody else is doing it, and that's exactly how Verona, their process,
Sure.
that's what they're doing. I
Mhm.
mean, and which in towns like, with these guys can buy decent stuff.
They do with everything.
So, yeah, they do it
Snow
for,
plows,
yeah, so,
tractors,
but yeah.
Okay.
I don't see it.
So, okay,
At least every.
looking for the motion then to, for the water department to purchase the GMC 1500, but not to exceed.
2,500, I'm sorry, 2,500, yes,
Uh,
yes, I screwed that up,
yeah.
yes. They're not doing 1 tons, they're doing,
Alright, so we had 2,500, and I'm sorry, it was a 2025?
yes,
Not to exceed $57,840. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Alright, thanks for catching that, Mike.
that's how I tell everybody, he's the best.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you did. Harry, I'm sorry, was there anything else?
No, I'm not,
Okay.
I got it.
Alright, great job, I know it's rolling right now, so, I know. And we're getting staff in there too, right, that seems to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna do interviews this week and next week for lifeguards position.
Yeah, so some have already been taking their certifications.
Yep, pretty much everybody's gonna be, by June 8th, everybody's gonna be recertified, and then whatever we, whoever we hire on for the new, we're gonna get a couple more younger kids to keep them going through the program. I've got
Right.
some older kids kind of eventually aging out probably, not that they want, but they go on to get real jobs and all
Yeah.
that, so,
Good
yeah,
job.
yeah, really,
Alright.
so,
Yeah, we're worried about Ben Turner maybe not coming back.
yeah.
That's great.
He is, he's very good.
Yeah,
Right.
so, worried. Alright. Any questions for Gary? Thank you. Alright, Tony, did you have anything, or?
No, we discussed the solar, there's nothing else to report, everything's pending.
Alright, thank you. I know we have to go into executive session for personnel reasons, alright, so we're over a few minutes on the other side.
Mhm.
Let's see, so a motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons at 5:57 p.m. Second. All in favor? Thank you, everybody. Okay. Okay, motion to come out of executive session at 6:13 p.m. Okay, second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're looking to then, appoint to the replacement of, councilperson Dean Tibbetts. We were looking to appoint Edward Coffin Jr. as a replacement. I guess I don't know if I'm saying to finish out this year of 2025 with the Town of Paris Board.
Mhm,
It's all,
And that's it. Yeah, can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Or is
Well, I'm
this-
gonna abstain,
Abstain.
only because I don't know
I
yet.
got you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Good, Mike? or-
Yep.
Okay, let's pay some vouchers. Motion to pay the vouchers.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Who signed it?
Yeah.
Once they're all signed, just motion to close the meeting out at 6:14 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second
All
it.
right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
I think you're good, everybody.
Okay, thank you.